Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, internets. Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. My name is Craig. Sitting next to me, as always, Little Brown Bear himself, Aaron Brooks.
I love Little Brown Bear. That's just Little Bear. He was a brown bear, though.
Is there a real little bear? Is it a thing?
Little Bear?
I mean, other than just, is that like a thing? Is that a cartoon?
Yeah,
or
it's a cartoon.
TV show? Is it?
Yeah, it was Nickelodeon.
Oh,
It's now on Paramount Plus.
okay. Wow. The more you know. Look at that reference without even knowing.
It was back in the same time frame as Franklin. You remember Franklin?
No.
You don't know about Franklin?
I don't know about Franklin.
You don't even know about Franklin.
No.
What's wrong with you?
When did these come out? Like, what
I don't even know.
is this like?
Late 90s?
Well, see, I was nearing teenager age.
I know, but I thought everybody knew Franklin
teenager
and
Craig.
Little Bear.
No, I don't.
And how does Daddy Craig not know about Franklin and Little Bear?
How is Daddy Aaron never watched Bluey? That's the real question of the day.
I've escaped that.
No, I mean,
I will put Little Bear up against Bluey.
really, I'll have to watch it. Paramount Plus, you say?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. What is it? Is it like
It teaches...
educate? Is this closer to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? Or?
No, this is cartoon, but it teaches, kindness and,
Okay.
they're friends with chicken and duck and goose. And I
Real-
think they may be Canadian
Real
in nature.
original names.
Yes. I think it might be Canadian,
Okay.
so they're a little extra nice.
Super nice.
Just remembering some of the voices, some of the way that they say things, like oat,
Oh, okay.
about.
So this is like really calming.
It's a very calm show. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not going to be hyped up and bouncing off the walls if you watch Little Bear.
I'll have to give it a shot then.
I would.
Put it on.
Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
What do Aardvark's oatmeal, autumn, and coffee have in common?
If you ingest them properly, you can get a real good buzz on them.
We're gonna make a meal. This is a fall meal. We're doing a recipe today, starting with Aardvark's.
Just what temp do you have to cook aardvark at? That's what, is this closer to like a beef or a chicken situation?
This is a beef. But we want to go low and slow. We want to smoke this
yeah.
bad boy.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up aardvark recipes now.
I sent you a thing about where it's legal and illegal to own kangaroos. I wonder if it is illegal to own aardvarks.
I don't know.
Where are aardvarks native to? Africa?
That's also a good question that I don't know the answer to. Let's ask. I'm not going to ask ChatGPT while you tell people what we're talking about today.
Well, we are talking about the best brown things that the world has to offer. We're going to go from, of course, we're going to talk about some of the chocolatey goodness that exists when it comes to brown. We'll talk about coffee. I'm enjoying a nice cup of coffee right now.
Yeah. I'm so happy, by the way, you've come around to the coffee world.
I don't know that I've come around to it, but
Every time we
I'm
record
there.
lately, you've got a thing of iced coffee on you, and it just
I
makes my heart
do.
happy.
And this one is just straight black iced coffee.
Yeah.
Nothing in it.
Cold brew or iced coffee?
It is iced coffee.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. What's the difference?
Cold brew is brewed cold, so it's just beans soaking in water for 24 hours. Iced coffee is hot coffee. It was once hot coffee, has been iced down.
That is this, but it is made to James Hoffman's iced coffee recipe.
So if you drink it without the ice, it probably packs a little bit more.
Yeah, because he has it where my dad roasts beans, grinds them, all that stuff. So this one is made specifically with a dilution ratio, anticipating that your ice is going to dilute it as it sits.
Because that's my big beef with a lot of iced coffees at places is they don't do that.
And then it's just watered down coffee.
So it's already mid coffee that's just got a lot of ice in it. Most people don't care because they're putting a ton of sugars and flavors in it.
No, when I first got this one, and it had just finished its process because you melt some of the ice into it for its water to help chill it down faster. and I took a drink of it. And I was like, whoa, that packs a punch. Like that ice has got to melt some more when I poured it over. Anyway, we're going to talk about, earthy things today. We're in the fall season.
Yeah.
That's why I thought of this.
I mean, you look outside.
This is the season of brown.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the season of brown. We have really kind of probably moved past the peak of fall colors for most people.
Yeah.
So the leaf color of the season is brown.
Yeah, because you don't have the bright oranges and reds and yellows now.
The color of the Thanksgiving plate is brown.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of vibrancy happening there. And,
brown is not usually anybody's favorite color, typically.
No.
I mean, people like to dress in brown. But,
so I had this stat for you.
Okay.
Only 2% of people name brown as their favorite color.
Wow.
I would like to talk to one of those 2%ers. I want to know what kind of life you live.
I'm assuming like a cattle rancher. That's like somebody out west might prefer brown. 'Cause that's just what they're used to.
Right. It is the most common color in nature, brown.
That's true.
And you think of things like bears. We've talked about little bear. Bears are cuddly.
Some.
Well, your TV bears are cuddly. Except for that one, what was that bear movie that they did a couple...
The Revenant?
No.
The Revenant bear was definitely not cuddly.
There was Cocaine Bear.
Oh, Cocaine Bear.
Is that what that was called?
Yeah, it was called Cocaine Bear.
That was based, I think, on somewhat a true story.
Was it really?
Wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Well,
I know the movie by title alone and the one trailer I saw.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's all I know about it as well. Speaking,
great if it was.
Did you hear about the bear who opened a bakery?
No.
Well, he really needed the dough for one thing. But
that was it?
That was it. He needed the dough. You get it? He needed the dough, and he needed the dough. That was a Chat GPT joke.
Might
about
be the worst Chat GPT joke we have had.
I asked for a joke about brown, and that's what it gave me.
That might be. I still don't get it.
You need dough.
I get it, but I don't get what a bear has to do with it.
Well, because we're talking about bears and the fact that they're brown.
I know, but why?
So I guess it just thought that would be a.
I'm sitting here trying like, okay,
funny joke.
Why a bear?
Hang on a second. I'm gonna redo the joke.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if they can give me a different punchline.
While you're doing that, I do want to let our audience know, because I know you're hanging on with bated breath about the aardvark recipe situation. Aardvarks, by the way, come from sub-Saharan Africa.
I was right.
And they can be used as an ingredient in food there. Apparently, it's a lean, tough meat, but it's usually prepared stewed.
So people eat this.
So they can eat this. Usually it says in very remote areas and villages. So I don't think this is a common thing. Stewed aardvark, roasted aardvark, and grilled aardvark.
Is this related to the possum?
I don't know. I want to say yes, but I don't know. I think it's fairly small. I don't think it's very big at all.
It reminds me of like a cousin to a possum.
Yeah,
is what it looks like.
I always not got confused, but I've always related them and like that was the kookaburra, the big giant, like the world's largest rodent. Like it's like massive. Is it a kookaburra? Is that what it's called?
It may be. That's you're on it there. Aardvarks are larger than possum. An aardvark weighs up to 180.
Capybara.
Capybara. There it is. I knew you were close.
What's a koopa? Did I just make
Koopa
that
Troopa? Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, for Mario.
Aardvarks are up to 180 pounds and 7 feet long.
Really?
That's a big animal.
That's very significant.
Okay.
I didn't think they were that big.
So, yes.
Did you find another joke?
Yeah, I asked for
better?
They gave me 8 different punchlines to use with this. Okay, so I was trying to find the best one. Hey, did you hear about the bear who opened a bakery?
No. Okay.
He specialized in bear claws and honey buns.
Better.
Not
as funny, but at least it makes sense.
Did you hear about the bear who opened a bakery? He knew how to roll with the dough.
Still has nothing to do with a bear. At least the honey buns has something to do with a bear.
He always kept things on a roll with the cinnamon bun.
This Hollywood, your jobs are safe, okay?
Okay.
You have the paid version too, so
yeah. And I'm using the most sophisticated one at reasoning.
This is supposed to be the best of the best.
Did you hear about the bear who opened a bakery? He made the fluffiest bear-shaped cookies in town.
Okay. Boo. Boo.
The explanation for that is it highlights a unique and adorable product that ties directly into the bear theme.
Nothing makes a joke funnier than the explanation.
Artificial intelligence just doesn't get it.
It doesn't. Let's get into this thing.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for The Thing About the Things.
I want to ask ChatGPT about an aardvark joke because we've mentioned aardvarks already. Bears and aardvarks lead us into our first category. We're going to break this up into categories for you, the listener and the viewer watching on the YouTubes. Just to kind of simplify it. So we've got a couple different categories that we're going to go through. You will know whilst we go how quickly we go through said categories.
What's an aardvark's favorite board game?
Oh, it has to do with ants, I bet. Is it ants on a log?
Ants and ladders.
Oh, that's bad. I don't think that's a game, ants and ladders.
It's a playful twist on the classic game Snakes and Ladders, but it incorporates ants to tie back into the aardvark's natural food source.
Again, making the explanation.
Why are aardvarks such good detectives? They always follow their noses.
That's not bad.
But you could say that about anything.
That's true, but I mean, aardvark is known for their long snout, you know?
Yeah. I guess.
So, I mean, it ties in a little bit better. So what I'm learning is AI thinks aardvarks are funnier than bears. I mean, it is a funnier name.
Where do aardvarks go on vacation?
Oh, I feel like I should get this.
You should get this one. This one's good. I should have.
Atlantis?
That's a good guess, but no, they go to Antarctica.
Oh, Antarctica.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, that's probably the best that they've done on a joke there. Yeah. Uh-huh.
We're going to start out in nature, if you couldn't tell. We're going to talk about animals and nature things. You already mentioned, like, the world of nature is full of brown things.
Yeah.
We're not going to go through every one of them. Reminder, we have our Taco Bell bell right there. My daughter will come in here every once in a while, and she is fascinated with this thing, by the way.
Oh, is
she? She loves tapping it and hearing the noise.
Has she subscribed to our podcast yet? I hope she's one of our listeners.
Yes. She's 2 years old and just loves the pod. So we have that. We're going to add our favorite brown things to the best things bracket here. We're going to bracket those things out at the end of the ep. Nature. You got anything right off the bat you're just desiring to tell the people about? Do we want to start with animals or right off the bat?
I want autumn leaves.
Okay, we know you're a leaf lover.
I'm a leaf peeper.
You are a leaf peeper. Go check out that video we did on TikTok. I think you like leaf peeping a little too much.
That's right.
Where do you want it?
Let's see. I feel like this is a solid number 4.
Okay.
It's part of the fall season. It's what you do. It is funny as all get out to imagine all of these leaves are there. And the reason we enjoy them so much is because they're dying. Right. And so they're losing their chlorophyll. Have you seen the guy who does the chlorophyll? How terrible we are watching leaves as they just suffer and die. And
what is this thing like? You know, we're all sitting there watching. If we could hear them talk about
yes. Yes.
Give me chlorophyll.
I don't remember who the comedian is, or I'd give him credit for it. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah,
it sounds like a Brian Regan.
That may have been him.
Kind of joke.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds very much like
it does. So autumn leaves, I think, are one of the nice brown things.
Okay, I have a question for you along the same lines, because I saw somebody do this on TikTok. When you think of tree bark, brown?
Yes.
But if you really look at tree bark is gray.
No.
Really look at it.
No.
It's a lot less brown than you think it is. We draw pictures of trees, we imagine trees in our head, and they're brown. It's brown bark. But when you get up next to it, a lot of it, it's gray. I
vehemently disagree with this individual.
You just say that because you know I can't say that
word. Tree bark. There are some, like an aspen tree. You'd walk up to an aspen tree and you would not think that it is brown. It definitely leans to the gray side.
But I mean, how many of that kind of tree are you seeing though, where there's so much gray compared to the streaks of brown it may have? There are some trees, obviously, yes, they are brown, and maybe it's just here in Arkansas.
I feel like the region that you are in,
it's probably
geographic,
true.
And then the type of trees that are most common in your area, you know. But you get to cedar trees, you get to pine trees. I would say the overwhelming majority of tree bark is brown. Some of it, and wood itself is going to be brown.
The inside, yes, absolutely, the wood inside. Now, we do have to say, because we had a little bit of a disagreement, if you will, a little earlier about what is brown and what is not. Because you said, could we include something like mashed potatoes on this list? And I'm like, well, my mashed potatoes are white. And
you said potatoes are brown.
Potatoes are brown.
So therefore, mashed potatoes. How does a brown potato then become a white potato?
The skin on the outside is brown.
Lots of people leave skin in their potatoes.
Yeah, but the whole dish doesn't. Anyway, we have a Pantone brown shaded color swatch that we're using. So if at any point we add something to this list that the other thinks, I don't think that's brown.
The thing is, though, there was another brown list that I thought was more appropriate than this brown list.
But it had pinks, greens, and yellows on it.
They're all hues of brown.
Okay, by that logic, red is a hue of brown.
Sure.
No.
Let's include some reds.
No.
The deep reds.
Back to nature. Okay. I just wanted to digress for a moment.
How did we get on to tree bark?
Because you were talking about leaves, and it got me talking about tree bark.
Well, autumn leaves.
Yeah?
Good.
Just to put a little bow on it. Let's keep going the tree route. You've got acorns and walnuts. You've got nuts that come from the trees.
Yeah.
I remember, some of my fondest memories going to my grandparents' house and out in the woods and playing in the leaves, and you were always throwing acorns and walnuts at your siblings and your cousins and stuff. So really just you walk into the woods in October through March, and you're just inundated with brownness.
Yes.
Dirt's
very, very brownish.
Add water, it comes mud.
Clay. Are you going to include clay? Because clay's it's to the red side, and you're saying reds don't count.
Depending. There's
and it's very naturey.
Different shades.
Wood. Furniture. This is where we're getting our furniture from. Things like cherry wood, maple wood.
What is our criteria for this bracket? Is it like what's... Because that's what I'm curious. Because I'm tempted to put wood because it's so versatile.
Well, what did we choose as the best green thing? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Did we choose money as the best green thing?
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
Is that when we chose money?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And it made it to the Hall of Fame. So who knows?
I can't remember what that was from.
Thing could make it there next.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we chose it because we wanted it. It probably checked every box, honestly. So do we want to just pick the best thing? Period. That is brown.
Could be.
Most useful thing we want the most.
Money is green. It's made from paper. Paper's made from wood. Wood is brown. Therefore, money equals brown. It's the best brown thing.
Okay. I mean, wood builds houses.
Yeah. What is the? That's a good statement.
It's the one.
I agree. Generally, it does build houses.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, you've got wooden utensils. Wooden spoons.
It's a very versatile product.
I mean, it's very versatile.
You get Jenga.
Yes, you get Jenga. You're not wrong.
You can do all sorts of things with nature's wood. I don't know.
I don't know why that struck me so funny. With nature's wood. That sounds like a bad commercial. Like a bad infomercial. If you want nature's wood, call 1-800-GOT-WOOD. That's 1-800-GOTWOOD. Call now. Do not go to gotwood.com, though.
I'm sorry, I'm crying.
Oh, boy. All right. Moving on from wood. What else?
Well, here's a basket.
Wicker.
Wicker.
What is wicker?
Furniture.
What is wicker?
Somebody's name. Somebody named Wicker invented this furniture.
What is wicker made out of? Is it a type of wood? It's got to be like a hollow. Is it prefab? I mean, how was wicker created? I have no idea, no context for anything to do with wicker other than wicker is wicker.
The term wicker has its roots in Old English and Germanic languages. It comes from the word Wicca and the Old Norse word Vajika.
I'm so glad we have you pronouncing that on video. Your face just froze trying to. We are off. Who knew we'd be this off the rails on a podcast about the color brown?
It means to bend.
Okay. What is it? Wood?
It's a woven kind of fabric.
So it's not wood.
Pliable materials into a sturdy structure.
Because it reminds me a lot of wood. Like whenever
reed, bamboo, willow, and cane.
Okay, so it is a type of plant, at least.
And today they use synthetic materials and plastics to create wicker-like furniture.
I know I always used to feel bad when I was a kid because I'd go places that had like wicker chairs or something on it, and little antsy hands would sit there, and I'd
undo it.
I'd undo it, and I'd eventually just break a piece off, and I'm like, oh no. But
eventually, somebody was going to sit on that piece of wicker furniture,
right?
And it was just going to completely come apart,
undo. So, but I mean, speaking of stuff like that, bamboo. You mentioned bamboo in there. Would you consider bamboo brown?
Yeah,
because I mean, it doesn't have to be dried before it can be brown.
Right there, bamboo's on the list.
But isn't bamboo naturally green?
I think so.
But
wood is green.
That's also true.
Yeah. It has to be seasoned.
Yeah.
Panda bears like to eat wood.
That's true.
Bamboo.
Bamboo.
They may eat other kinds.
One of the most fascinating things. I know I've mentioned our trips to China before on here, but like, that's what they'll use for their scaffolding. Here you see cranes and you see these big, heavy machines. They're building those huge skyscrapers with bamboo scaffolding.
Really?
Yes. It is wild to see them that high up in the air working this heavy construction on bamboo scaffolding. It's insane. I'm going to go ahead and take wood.
Your name is Woodson.
That's true. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Yes.
I'm going to put it number 2 for now. It could easily find its way into the 1 spot. But for now, I'm going to put it at 2.
What about wheat?
Not for the gluten intolerant. Thankfully, I am not so much intolerant of that.
Which one could we survive without?
Ooh.
Wood or wheat? Those are staples.
If you had to get rid of one, wood or wheat, which one would you do without?
They are both so vital to human history.
I mean, so if you're talking like right now, today, you had to get rid of one, I think it'd be easier. But if you're talking historically wiping one out, I feel like wood is more important.
If we get rid of wood, what happens to the trees? I mean, we have to have trees on the planet.
Yeah, that's true.
What are the ramifications that come about when you eliminate one of those two products?
So you're talking like even from its natural form.
Like it just no longer exists.
Fabricated or anything like that, just in nature. So trees or wheat.
I think you have to get rid of wheat.
In that case, yes.
We would find some other grain to live on.
We would survive without that.
I don't think we can survive without wood in all of its states.
My original thought was, before you took it away from nature, I was thinking just like we wouldn't be able to have fire. Like we wouldn't have made fire without firewood. So therefore we wouldn't have been able to do anything with the with the wheat. But I think you're right. I think in its natural form, we could do without wheat. But I mean, wheat gives us bread. It gives us all the things we really like.
There's a lot of stuff that we're going to lose if we lose wheat.
I mean, you're losing half of probably the foods we consume.
When you try to, if you are one of the gluten intolerant people, when you try to find one of the alternatives, wheat substitutes never replicate what wheat does the way wheat does it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you were to take it away and we were to figure out a different, we would know the difference.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah.
We would just think, man, I wish these cookies could be better.
They wouldn't even be invented. I mean, think about that. None of that stuff would have been created. I don't think we would have figured out, let's figure out a way to make bread. No, it just wouldn't exist. So, but if you're talking about taking it right now and just wiping it off, man, a lot of people are going to struggle with that. Self included.
You mentioned nuts a minute ago. What about the nut of the season, the chestnut?
Roasting by an open fire.
Yes.
Are you a chestnut fan?
I don't know if I've ever had a chestnut.
I cannot remember.
I've had a water chestnut. How does a water chestnut differ from a chestnut?
I don't know the last time I had just a straight up chestnut.
Because mine are always included in some form of Asian food.
Oh, water chestnut?
Water chestnuts.
Yeah. I do like water chestnuts. I'll have like a chestnut coffee or a chestnut topping thing or something.
But just always, to eat a chestnut raw.
Yeah, like a pecan or something like that. No, I haven't done that. And I think I've done it before, but I could not tell you when. We should do that. We should roast some chestnuts for Christmas this year.
That would be a great tradition to have.
Yeah. I wonder other than just tossing them in the oven, surely there's more involved in that.
Best nut?
We've never done a best nut episode, have we?
We haven't. There's a lot of nuts.
Yeah, we're going to condense this down, but off the top of are you counting a peanut?
Yeah.
Peanut's the most versatile. It's used the most, makes the best butter.
It's not my favorite nut, though.
Cashew?
I love cashew.
Cashew is really good. That may be my favorite one to eat.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite one to eat.
A macadamia is pretty good, too. But I think cashew's my go-to. We got on food somehow. I guess they're kind of tied together
in that sense.
But let's go back. We're going to talk about animals for a second.
Part of nature.
Aardvarks, armadillos, beavers. There's birds that are brown, eagles, hawks, falcons, bison. There's snakes, there's bats, there's bears.
I am so tempted to take bears. I love bears.
You have said on here before.
Do you remember? We had a discussion about bears.
Yeah, on our zoo episode.
The zoo episode.
And you really
bears and reptiles. I love bears and reptiles.
Yeah, you really do.
I don't think that they get enough. You were hating on them.
Yes, I was. Reptiles especially. Bears at the zoo are typically...
Bears in the wild are so much better than bears in the zoo.
100%.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you like bears in the zoo.
No. Bears in the zoo are typically boring. They're just not doing a whole lot. Now, polar bears.
Polar boars? What kind of... I didn't know that we had wild hogs in the polar region.
I would love to see the polar boar. I'm going to ask Image Playground to make me a
create
polar boar.
A polar boar. Yeah.
No, I mean, bears in wild are great. Mainly because they're like majestic-y kind of thing, and they can sometimes cause mischief.
Okay.
You know?
Eagles are majestic. And you hated on the eagle as well. You hated on every great animal that exists.
Not every great animal.
You did.
No, listen. I didn't hate on an eagle.
You said the eagle was a loser.
Don't think. Let's run the tape back. I don't think I said that.
Other words.
It is way bigger than I thought it was.
Yes.
Much bigger than I thought. It has a lame screech, though. It really is. When you look up the eagle screech, it's actually kind of sad. It doesn't do the like we think it does. It's more like a.
What about deer? Deer are brown.
Deer are brown. Yeah,
Coming into deer season here in
absolutely.
the South.
You'll see them everywhere around this time.
Most recently, I've seen it, in my car. I've had a lot of bad luck with deer.
Now, I know I have another friend of mine who has been. He does not hit deer, but he's had deer hit him.
The last one I encountered, it attacked my car. It hit me.
That seems to be the trend I'm hearing, is that they're hitting us now.
It plowed into the back of my car, came through the back window. So I couldn't avoid that.
No, there's nothing.
I mean,
you
he
can do
just
about
suicided on me.
that. Yeah, deer hunting. My dad was in wildlife. He was a wildlife officer for a long time, and I know he may be listening to this. I don't know, but I know he hunting with him. Me and my brother did it when we were kids. Neither one of us just really got the itch. We just never. That was never our big passion thing. But I know he loves it. I know a lot of people love it. Like it's a national holiday or a Southern holiday. Deer. The first day of deer season.
So many of my friends from out west, I mean, hunting is huge out there.
Yeah.
I mean, bear, elk, deer.
Big game.
Big game, yes. Big wild game they're really big into. European mink. European mink.
I was like, milk? European milk is brown?
They list, you see it, frogs.
I do see. There are brown frogs. Yeah.
Okay, but if I say frogs, you say...
You're going to think green. So I don't think you can put
it's sort of like the tree bark thing.
Yeah. I don't think you can put that on this list. Horses, they're absolutely, most of them are brown. Giraffes, would you consider a giraffe brown? I think more yellow or orange. I mean, I know they are brown.
Camels,
yeah.
kangaroos.
What's your favorite brown animal? It's got to be a bear. I don't know. Kangaroos.
I am so intrigued by kangaroos.
Yeah, I've gotten to pet and hold one, and they're adorable when they're small. They're terrifying when they're large.
I think we had the discussion once about how many kangaroos there are and what would happen if they formed an army
Right.
and could attack. Like kangaroos are really terrifying creatures. I mean, they can be mean.
They can. They're strong. Incredibly muscular legs.
Yes. But I'm just fascinated by that animal. It is so unlike any other kind of animal.
Oh, I know. Moose. Moose is on this list. And
I always like a moose.
I am always shaken whenever I see a comparison of a moose and a human.
They are
massive. They're dinosaurs. Like, there is no reason they should be that big. We don't give them enough credit for their size. Monkeys are on this list. I do like monkeys. Some monkeys. Mules and donkeys.
Turtles are on this list. Again, they are brown, but we associate them
Why
being
is
green.
that? Just from a young age, like, they just get drawn as green?
And wolverines.
Wolverines are a lot. They're, you think of the comic book character Wolverine, and you immediately think of Wolverine's the most
Vicious. Just like intimidating.
And it is mean, but it's also really small.
Yes.
They're much smaller than you realize.
Would you rather fight a wolverine or a kangaroo?
I will take my chances with the Wolverine.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's got sharp teeth and it does have some claws, but like I'll take my chances with that. You have the three-toed sloth is on here as well.
Sloths always crack me
And
up.
again, wolves. I think of wolves as gray.
Like an Arctic gray wolf.
I guess so. But I guess there are brown wolves.
Yes.
Dogs? They're not. I don't know what I saw. Oh, they are here.
They are on there.
Dogs and cats?
Cats aren't on the list.
Cats isn't on this list, but they should be. Cats are also brown.
Are they?
Yeah. My brother used to have a brown cat.
I think a brown cat is more rare than a brown dog.
There's probably fewer of them, but yeah. Also, I'm trying to look.
Cows.
Cows.
And there's all sorts of colors of cows, but
when you think of a cow, you think black and white.
yeah.
But there's probably more brown cows than there are black and white. There was something else I was surprised I didn't see on this list too, and I cannot.
In the animal family?
Yeah. They have mice and rats on here. I hate mice and rats. I hate them.
I am the mouse king.
Are you?
I have slain several mice in the last couple of weeks. It's the season when they just start to come in. But I'm always really great. Within the other night, we heard one for a few minutes. I went out and set a trap. 5 minutes later, boom, had that sucker.
Really?
Yeah.
They give me they make me feel gross.
They do me as well.
I don't like them. I don't like them in my house. We have not had one in our house since we've moved here.
Wow.
We had one in our attic though last year. So didn't make its way in the house, but it was up there. Made its way. Yeah. And we'll have one occasionally in our backyard. But I don't like them. I don't like them at all. And I cannot for the life of me think of what else was what I wanted. Tarantulas and spiders is on this list. I'm okay with those. I don't like mice. Mice are worse to me.
Well, yeah, mice probably do make a bigger mess.
Yeah, well, they also just eat.
They
I'm not
seem
scared of them, but they eat
nasty.
Yeah, they gross me out more. Raccoons are on the list. I think of them as being gray also.
A raccoon?
Yeah.
Ah, they brown.
I guess so.
I am tempted. No. I'm gonna save my spots for now.
What were you tempted to take?
Well, I was between bears and giraffes.
Okay.
Giraffes are also such a very unique creature.
They are very. Yeah, when you really think about animals, they're really, we kind of get used to just knowing what these animals are. But when you really sit down and think about, we always look back at dinosaurs and we think about that kind of stuff as being super unique and really look at the animals we got. They're also very unique and creative. So
Very.
What else in nature? Anything else you can think of?
Did we mention dirt?
In passing.
Dirt is needed.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Needed?
Yeah. Think about what soil can do.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I wasn't thinking soil, but you're right. Yeah. Earth itself, like the plants it provides.
Back to, would we rather have wheat, soil, or wood?
I mean, you can't have either of those without
the soil. The soil, it
is very valuable. And back when humankind was first creating homes, they would use said earth to make their huts and make bricks and the like.
Yes. Mud bricks were a huge part of history.
Pine cones. Are you a pine cone fan?
I love a good pine cone.
Do you like pine trees and the pine needles?
I don't like the pine needles, but I like pine cones and I like pine nuts.
Okay. Oh, pine nuts are very good.
Mm-hmm.
A pesto or a...
Yes.
Our old house, you'll remember, used to have all those pine trees. Dude, I hated them. Hated those pine needles, man, will get
Do you
everywhere.
remember being a kid and making ornaments and decorations out of pine cones?
Pine cones, yeah.
Making the bird feeders, like rolling them in peanut butter with seeds on them.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
See, here's and I applaud my parents and teachers for doing that for us when we were a kid, because and I have all the utmost respect for them now as an adult, because now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know that I want to do that with my daughter, because I don't want birds crapping on my back porch. I don't want them crapping on my deck. I already have a big enough problem with them nesting in places I don't want them to. I don't want to attract more.
Erica loves to steal pine cones from places.
Is that why I'm missing something?
She's a pine cone klepto. Okay, she just can't keep her fingers off of pine cones. I remind her when we're in national parks, they have signs like, "Please do not remove them." Like, if you get caught with that pine cone, you're probably looking at federal time.
That's true. That's a federal property.
So yeah, but we have pine cones that they're in our Christmas boxes.
They're great for decor.
She's taken and they go on our tree now.
They definitely scream fall, winter.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah,
I guess that's because that's when they fall.
Yes,
but
and if you pick a green pine cone, those things are fun to throw at people. I mean,
true.
you can have a pine cone fight, and they'll inflict a little pain on you.
I can't tell you the last time I just held a pine cone. I need to get back to nature, is what I'm realizing about myself, but. Inevitably, when I would do, I'm picking off with peel, or not the peels, but I peel off the.
What are those called? They're like scales.
Scales.
They're not needles, I don't guess, are they?
I guess scales.
Whatever those things are called.
But I inevitably do that. I will do that, all of them, until it's just a cob sitting there at the end of it. I love good firewood. Having a good fire in the fall as well. A fire pit. No, all of ours we've reduced ours because of the smoke. Like, our fire pit's a gas fire pit. We've got
So you've left nature.
I really have. I'm realizing that more and more.
No pine cones, no needles, no.
I have left nature in the back seat completely.
This is sad.
I'll take Ellie outside. We'll go walk out in the yard, and I've started doing it without shoes on, and I'm like. Before her, I could not tell you the last time I walked barefoot on grass. So she's helping me get back to nature.
They are called scales.
Are they called scales?
Yeah, wow, I got that.
Feathers. There's a lot of brown feathers. We kind of talked about birds already, but
yeah, no.
You don't care about feathers?
Like, I would give those up. We can do without feathers for history.
Yeah.
I'll take soil over feathers.
Okay. All right. I think we've exhausted a lot of nature. Roots. I could do without. I mean, I know roots are important, but they really mess up where I park. I'm constantly driving over.
You hate nature.
Apparently, I do.
You hate nature.
That's what I'm learning about myself.
Wow.
I'm so over nature.
Oh man. Eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
What? I guess people have brown eyes.
People have brown eyes. Yeah.
It's an odd thing to have listed there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We only took two things out of nature.
See, I feel like we may have to come back to something there.
Maybe we will. Where do you want to go next? Food or people? Or materials or other? Materials/other. Speaking of nature, hold on. Brown diamonds.
I saw that. I just saw that. We have some of those that'll come out of the Diamond Park.
Yeah, Arkansas, known for its diamonds.
We have the only diamond mine in the U.S.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad I looked at this other list. Hold on. We've also got cotton. Cotton's white. I guess the plant.
Okay, yeah, but the
plant is brown.
Yes. Again, something that we really need. We need cotton.
We do need cotton. Sand.
Let's eliminate sand.
No more sand?
Let's eliminate sand.
You make glass out of it, though.
It's one of the worst things about the beach is the sand. I opened up one of our chairs the other night for the first time since we've been in Florida. And there's just like sand pouring everywhere. I'm like, I'm not even at the beach. I'm going to get covered in sand once again.
Lauren wanted to, she captured some sand this summer since it was Ellie's first time to the beach. And Lauren is obsessed with the beach. And we brought home some sand because she wanted to do this kind of crafty thing with Ellie's footprint. Ellie was having none of that, by the way. So to make the thing, you had to incorporate sand in with flour and something else to make like a dough almost with it that you would bake and it would harden. So in doing so, we had sand all over our house again. You just can't escape it. Sand and glitter are the two things I hate. I do not want in our house.
Yes.
Sandstone, rocks. We didn't even mention rocks. You a fan of rocks?
Rocks are very interesting.
I like a good rock.
Erica steals a lot of rocks. I'm starting to realize she steals a lot of stuff. Most of it related to nature. I don't think we really have an issue at the store or anything. But
in all the year we've known each other, how long? We're going on 20 years close. Usually Erica and I tend to align on some stuff, and you and Lauren tend to align on some stuff. I'm really, though, when it comes to nature, me and her are. I'm trying to get away.
She's trying to bring it with her. She tries to bring nature home with us everywhere. We have rocks from all over the country.
Did you write out where it was from?
I think so. And she brings rocks to give away to kids. You know, not like a creepy way or anything. Like kids she knows. Not like she's like luring kids with rocks. Like, hey kid, come look at this rock that I got. She likes rocks.
Kid Rock? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, no, rocks are very interesting. I like to throw rocks.
Yeah, I like a good rock I can skip.
Yes.
I like a good rock that has a satisfying splash into a pond.
Plunk.
Yeah. You know, not one that there is something really weirdly satisfying when it makes because some of them just make an ugly splash. Some of them there's
a perfect splash.
Just a perfect little splash in there.
That's a very satisfying sound. Have you ever watched rock skipping videos?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that rock skipping was a big competition, but like several hundred times somebody has gotten the world record at rock skipping.
They go for a long time. So it's an art, and I can do pretty well. I don't know what the highest I've ever gotten was, but it's in the teens. They also mentioned straw and hay. Good on them.
Those are associated with the fall.
It's true.
You know,
hay rides.
Hay ride. Hay.
Good looking. You want to go food or people?
Let's go with people.
Okay.
And we're talking about people's names.
Yeah,
just to be clear.
We need to make sure to clarify that. We're going to.
It's a very common name.
Fairly, not as common as I thought it was, though.
You don't think?
As far as famous people go.
Oh, it's famous people.
Yeah, I mean, I know plenty of people named Brown, but like as far as famous people, I was surprised there weren't more. Fictional or non-fictional?
Let's do fictional people first.
Okay, I think there is a deeper well. Well, not a deeper well, but probably heavy hitter, bigger named celebrities. You got to talk about. He's probably the GOAT, right? When it comes to Brown, Charlie Brown.
Yes.
You're gonna do it?
Are you doing it?
You were prepared. I'm gonna give it to you if you want it. No.
Yes. No. Are you gonna take Charlie?
I'll give you Charlie.
I know. I'm gonna pass for the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. Charlie Brown. I'm taking. I mean, when you think of people named Brown, like he is to me. There's one more I'm tempted to put above him, but you would poo-poo on it.
Farmer Brown?
No. Let's talk about Charlie Brown first. Charlie Brown, this is Charlie Brown's season.
This is the Charlie Brown season.
I'm putting him at 3.
We have already watched The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. How many times did you watch it?
Too many. We had it on at our Fall Fest on a loop.
Oh, okay. We then get Thanksgiving Charlie Brown.
I think it's just called It's Thanksgiving.
It's
Charlie
Thanksgiving,
Brown.
yeah. You get it's also like a split episode, though, because you have the Thanksgiving one, and then you have the Pilgrims with Charlie Brown.
That one I don't know.
You've never seen that one?
I guess
they
not.
used to air them back to back, and they no longer air that one. I think that maybe a little PC reason there, but I have it. I own that episode.
Really?
It's a wonderful episode to watch them. They're coming across on the Mayflower with the Pilgrims.
Okay, I guess I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Like Welcome to America, Charlie Brown, or something like that.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite episodes. They describe, the Pilgrims coming, how difficult the hardships were that they went through. They have the first season. They give thanks for how they got through. It's a very lovely episode to sort of the beginnings of our Thanksgiving holiday.
It's a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, not It's Thanksgiving Charlie Brown. They don't mention anything else about that one. So
this may be part of the Charlie Brown Discovers America, I want to say.
okay.
I'm asking here. Yep, Charlie Brown Discovers America.
Interesting. Yeah, I have not known that one. But you've got The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown Christmas, probably the most well-known, and Happy New Year, Charlie Brown. So, I mean, you're going to have 4 or 5-ish Charlie Brown TV specials to watch, which can now all be found on Apple TV Plus, which is a positive or negative depending on who you are. Although I have heard, I have not seen, so don't take my word for it. But I have heard that Apple is releasing it back to TV as well.
Oh, really?
I have heard. Yeah.
Okay. It is actually called This Is America, Charlie Brown.
Okay.
It was an 8-part TV series from 88 to 89 that aired on CBS.
Uh-huh.
And you had The Mayflower Voyagers.
Okay.
That's the one. I remember this. They used to air this one right after Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. This one would air. But they have the Mayflower Voyagers, the Birth of the Constitution, the Wright Brothers, the NASA Space Station, building of the Transcontinental Railroad, Great Inventors, the Smithsonian, the Presidency.
When did these come out?
88 and 89.
Man, I do not remember those at all.
8 of them. And I've got them. And they're wonderful episodes. I really like those. And then, of course, you have Christmas, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
That's the big
Iconic one.
I'll give you a pass if you don't watch Thanksgiving or Great Pumpkin, but like you got to watch Christmas.
And then they have a Valentine's episode. They have a New Year's episode. You know, Charlie Brown, but this does feel like this is Charlie Brown season.
Yeah.
October through February.
You're gonna see him everywhere.
We were in Hobby Lobby today, and the amount of Charlie Brown and Peanuts stuff.
That's one of the things I mean, you know me, I'm not necessarily one for big old-timey stuff. That's not usually where I lean. But there is something special about November and December. It is constantly looking back. Everything is looking back. You know, you're going to hear in the most trendy restaurants and stores, you're going to hear Frank Sinatra, Vince Guaraldi. You know, you're going to hear that sound.
Yes.
Onyx Coffee, which is a really trendy coffee brand, has just done a collab with Peanuts. So you've got Charlie Brown and Snoopy with this hip coffee brand.
Okay.
So that's the beauty of this time of year is that you see all these things kind of coming together. So I love Charlie Brown. I really do. I'm a big fan. Other people named Brown.
Fictional people.
Yeah, fictional people. Let me get back to my list. The other one I would be tempted to take. I'm not going to take two fictional characters because I only have 4 spots. Doc Brown.
Yes.
You're a Back to the Future hater. You constantly talk about me hating stuff. You're a Back to the Future hater.
You know, I watched him again this year, and it's okay. It's okay.
Back to the Future 1 is an iconic classic movie.
Iconic. I'll give you that all day.
Not good.
It's iconic. Just like Harry Potter's iconic.
Okay, I still have never seen Harry Potter.
And again, because I didn't ever watch Back to the Future in the beginning.
Right.
And I didn't watch Harry Potter in the beginning. So I feel like I've been able to watch those, and I'm not into the history or the lore or the hype of it.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching it for what it is. And I think Back to the Future definitely better than Harry Potter, in my opinion. I enjoyed I like the Back to the Future. I don't understand quite the hype, though.
Really?
Feel like it's no Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
I think you gotta, I think
it's another tier down.
I think context and culture of the moment is probably, helps a lot. I mean, Michael J. Fox was this, up and coming superstar. Christopher Lloyd in it, who played Doc Brown. The concept was really cool. It look back, time travel, the whole 9 yards. I think it just modernized for the time travel. But I did see something that said, if Marty went back, the equivalent of 1955 today, he'd be going back to 1995. Wow. So that's how time travel, going back 30 years.
And to me, that's not interesting.
1995?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel interesting to me right now. Other fictional characters, you have Murphy Brown. Were you a fan of Murphy Brown?
Not really.
We used to watch it a lot when it first came on. I liked it a lot. Trying to think here. They have Judge Joe Brown as a fictional character. I think he's a real person. I think it's his real name, isn't it?
You know, I don't know. I assumed it was.
Maybe it is a pseudonym, but court shows, are they still a big deal? I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
Are they? Because
Judge Judy has a new show called Justice Judy.
Is it streaming or is it on?
It's on streaming.
Okay.
Yep. It's Amazon Prime, I think.
That's one thing kids today will never know is being homesick from school and getting to watch Price is Right, Judge Judy, all those daytime shows that, I mean, now you just watch whatever you want. You're going to watch the same stuff.
My mom is a religious viewer. 3 o'clock every day,
Really?
she's going to sit down and watch Channel 4 Judge Judy. She's seen the reruns, and she's seen them 100 times.
What is the appeal? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just,
But she absolutely loves Judge Judy.
these are cases that
The
they're
cases
not
are
worth
just-
going to real court about.
So they go to fictional
So
court.
they go to a fake court and they have to sign an agreement. Like whatever this fictional judge tells us their verdict is, that's what we have to do.
I find it to be,
I mean,
I don't know.
Go for it, I guess. I mean,
it's reality TV for older people.
absolutely. That's what it is. It's reality TV nowadays. And that's really, I mean, Buster Brown.
Yeah,
is
that's
mentioned here.
one that I mentioned was Buster Brown. I think he was a comic.
1902 comic strip.
Whoa, that's older. Okay, see, I
wild.
was thinking like the 40s or 50s.
1902. Nancy Brown. For some reason, that sounds familiar, but
Is that a mystery?
that was Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew.
So I don't know what Nancy Brown is,
Okay.
but it sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I don't know Nancy Brown.
What about real people? Real life human beings. Nancy Brown is also on this list. Oh, no, okay, never mind. That's the same list. Sorry. What about some real people? You got anybody off the top of your head?
Well, James Brown was the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Musician.
Oh, the musician,
Yeah.
not the NFL analyst?
No, yeah. Musician's where I went.
Yeah.
James Brown first.
Godfather of Soul, legendary.
Yes.
Wow. I can't do it. This is a 38-year-old white guy trying to make the James Brown impression, but you got Bobby Brown, Sterling K. Brown. I do like him a lot. He's an actor. He was in This Is Us. He was in Black Panther.
Okay.
He was in a great episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You've got Jim Brown, Hall of Fame,
Yes.
running back.
Running back.
I forgot he was an actor. He was in what was he in? He was in was he in the Naked Gun movies?
I've never seen those.
Keep mentioning people. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Real people? I was thinking, let's see. I had a list of real people that I had pulled up. What happened to my list of? I've got to get back through my Wicker stuff. Had way and my aardvark jokes. Oh, Larry Brown and Mike Brown. I was thinking of athletes. Larry Brown, the famous NBA coach,
Yes.
legendary
Oh.
coach, along with Mike Brown, also sort of a famous coach,
Yeah.
getting fired for working with LeBron.
That's all it took.
And let's see. Who else was there? Oh, this one, Melanie Brown.
You're gonna have to help me on that one.
Okay, you might know her better as Mel B.
Is that her last name?
I did not know that was her last name.
Wow.
Mel B.
Okay.
Scary Spice from the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Long time on America's Got Talent.
Yeah. I mean, she was. I never knew. I mean, I never paid attention to the Spice
Yeah, I
Girls.
didn't either.
I knew about them, but
I knew her from.
But it was America's Got Talent. I
Yes.
thought she was great on it.
I did too.
She was
I
in the-
liked that
The
lineup.
golden era of
Yes,
America's Got
before
Talent.
it really just.
Fell off a cliff.
Yes.
When's the last time you watched it?
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. That's funny. I didn't know that was her real name. Let's see. You've got Chris Brown,
Oh, yes.
Bobby Brown, both.
Is that a real name? Did you make that up?
No, that's a real name. You don't know who Bobby Brown is? He was married to.
Yep. Doesn't help me.
He was in New Edition,
What's that?
like a '90s R&B group.
Oh, okay.
I cannot remember for the life of me who he's married to. And I'm not asking ChatGPT.
Historical figure, John Brown.
Yeah.
That was one that you had mentioned, John Brown University. This was one of the abolitionists. He's,
It's also my father's favorite cuss word.
really?
Yes.
Really?
Especially growing up after he found Jesus, that was anytime
that was his go-to,
That was
huh?
his go-to. John Brown. Like he was just, I don't know why. I think it came from a TV show of some kind that somebody said it, and that's just kind of his go-to. So
Now, that's
John Brown,
funny.
yeah, is his favorite cuss word. Antonio Brown,
Oh,
problematic receiver for the Steelers. He went to the Patriots for a minute. I think he followed Tom Brady to the Bucks, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
I think he did. A hilarious follow on Twitter.
Yes, he is. He's usually on some kind of a substance, I have a feeling.
And he knows how to stir the pot.
Oh, absolutely.
He stirs the pot
1
so
billion
well.
%.
Hilarious. Twitter
AJ
account.
Brown, who is with the Eagles now, used to be with the Titans.
Yes. Is he still good? He was good.
He's still very good. He beat me last week. Not him personally, but him, well, I guess him personally on the field. That's all the people I got.
Yeah,
I feel like
you
there's
were
others.
right earlier when you said that just a list of famous people named Brown isn't. I don't know. Maybe their names are just too common to really become legendary.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe we're missing somebody, but I don't know who it is. So let's move on to foods.
This is where, and I hate to just fill this up with food, but there's a lot of
I guess we haven't added a lot to the bracket.
a lot of brown food. That's why I wanted to save this for last, just to see if there was anything that we didn't want. Let's go ahead and start with coffee.
Yeah. And I said, I'm very. Thank you. I'm glad you just provided that for me because I'm going to take it and put it number 1.
Yeah, not a surprise from you. Although I guess this is a beverage, really not a food.
Yeah. We'll
But
mix
it's
them
in the
together.
category.
Yeah. Coffee is great. I'm a big coffee fan. I like every iteration unless it's bad.
You like coffee flavored things?
I like coffee flavored
Ice
things.
cream,
Yeah.
desserts.
Yeah. There's some coffee stuff that go heavy on the coffee extract and it just tastes
So
bad.
tell me how it worked out for you using coffee in your chili for your chili cook-off.
It was great. Yeah.
Did it get you a win?
Since I was kind of helping head it up, I didn't take a place.
Oh.
But my what I told people was like, I'm gonna know where I am because it was a judge's vote, it was a blind judge's vote, and it was an audience vote.
Well, I think it's fair for you to be in it then.
Two
if it's-
separate. I was in it, but I just didn't take a prize. I came in tied for first in the blind judge's vote,
That's good.
tied for third overall, and when you included the people. So
Would you know that there was coffee in it?
no, you really wouldn't. I mean, and I had my
Was
brother.
it brewed coffee, or how did you
I
incorporate coffee
did
into your chili?
Both. So I used espresso powder, and brewed coffee.
Okay.
I did a shot, and then about 16 ounces of brewed coffee into it.
Oh wow.
So you'd think with all of that and espresso powder, you'd be able to, but you couldn't really tell because I mean, there's all the other flavors that are. It just enriched.
I
it.
know
Gave it a
that coffee,
darker-
it is sort of like this flavor booster. As you could use it a lot in desserts, things like that. It makes chocolate taste more chocolatey without really tasting like coffee.
Right.
You can boost that chocolate flavor. I know a lot of people like my dad. He's a huge coffee fan, but he does not like coffee flavored stuff. So I wasn't sure where you fell into that category.
No, I'm a
but like
fan. Yeah, I like it.
coffee, ice cream, and
Yeah,
are there coffee pastries. I've never seen a coffee pastry.
I mean tiramisu.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You got that. I mean, there are things that have again it'll be labeled as like my mom makes like an espresso chocolate, shooter or cake or something like that. So I mean, some of those it's got a little bit more of the espresso powder and stuff like in the frosting, so it brings out some coffee flavor. But most of the time it's just giving your chocolate more of a rich taste. Yeah, I mean, I like coffee I'll drink it black. I like, just really good quality beans. I'll pop in a K pot or K cup, whatever they're called. I like with creamer. I like it black. I'm just kind of all over the place. And I love how it's done too. That's why, I'm very tempted to get into the roasting, but I don't think Lauren will let me have any more stuff in that coffee area.
That is the next step that I think that you would want to take. My dad loves his coffee roasting.
Yeah.
He finds that to be such an enjoyable hour or two each week that he spends roasting his beans.
I have dreamt about taking our garage, getting rid of the cars in there, or the car in there. It's a 2-car garage, but it fits one. And making it into a place that has something like that in it, maybe expanding the studio a little bit too. But doing that to have space to do some hobby stuff like that, because I would love to be able to, and I've thought about just doing a one-off, because you can do it in the oven, right? Like, could you roast in the oven?
I don't think so.
I've seen people do it. I don't know how well it's done, because you have to move them pretty often.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would work in the oven, but I don't know. I've been interested in it for sure. Speaking of beverages, soda. Most sodas
like
are brown.
a cola.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that originally, but yeah, your colas, your root beers, they're all brown.
Your peppers.
Your doctors?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't usually have peppers that are brown. But you got beans. You got chili that's brown. Brown rice. We talked about nuts, breads, caramels.
Yes.
More appropriately named caramel. Are you a caramel? I've asked this
caramel.
before. Yeah. Chickpeas. Chocolate.
Just chocolate?
Chips?
Go ahead.
No, you're going to hit the button. Go for it.
I didn't know if you were done saying whatever you were saying.
Yeah.
You're just saying chocolate.
I'm just listing off stuff.
Oh, okay. No. I'm tempted to take chocolate. I'm going to take chocolate.
Okay, you're taking one thing. So.
Yeah, I'm going to take chocolate. I'm going to take chocolate.
One, two. Wow. I mean, that's a pretty good pick, honestly.
I was going to say chocolate chip cookies, but chocolate is in chocolate chip cookies.
This category is so broad, we're going to have to make it broad. So, anything that has chocolate in it qualifies.
Do you want to live in a world without chocolate?
I don't want to. I could.
You could?
I could.
You could.
I don't want to, but I could. Like I've gotten my mom to make I want a chocolate-chipless chocolate chip cookie.
Hang on.
Yes.
What?
I know. I want a chocolate chipless chocolate chip cookie. AKA a brown sugar cookie.
You just want the cookie. Erica made cookies the other night, chocolate chip cookies. And I asked her, I said, have you ever heard of anybody that wants to eat one of these cookies? Like, nobody just makes the cookie without the chocolate chips in it. She's like, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody. That would be weird. And here you are saying it, like 3 days later.
I want that.
Why?
I have nothing against the chocolate chip. The problem is the chocolate chip is great when it's fresh, when it's gooey, but you let it cool down, it just gets in the way. Like I like the cookie. I want the cookie part. That's my favorite. Especially if it's chewy cookie as well.
Not a crisp, crunchy cookie.
No, I don't want that.
I agree. But that is interesting.
But my favorite cookie is a Snickerdoodle. So it's unencumbered by anything else inside of it other than the cookie itself. So the track record holds up that I like the cookie part more than whatever is in it. Like, I'm not a fan of the cookies that have the M&Ms in it. Get that junk out of there.
Okay, see, I'm not big on candy in my...
I don't usually want nuts in there. Get that out of there too. Now, I don't mind a chocolate chip cookie that's got some bits of peanuts or not walnuts, but I guess you could put walnuts in there, pecans, stuff like that in it.
We had someone over the other night. Eric had made these chocolate chip cookies, and they're like, I don't like chocolate chip cookies. I don't know if I've ever met anybody who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, I don't know that I do either.
They said that the chocolate chips was a texture problem for them. They don't like any kind of cookie with a chip in it. They like oatmeal raisin cookie.
Well, hold on. Hold time out there. That has stuff in it.
Yes, but not chocolate chips.
Okay.
It was a weird...
If you're watching or listening to this,
it was a weird thing.
Sir or madam.
Madam.
What?
I love an oatmeal raisin cookie. We've never done a best cookie episode.
Yes, we have.
We have?
We have. We had this conversation last week at Halloween, yes.
You and I did?
You and I did. Because you asked me.
I thought I asked about pies.
No, you asked about cookies. You may have also asked about pies, but you asked about cookies because we refreshed ourselves on our hatred of that girl named Molly who made the list.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You said that last week too.
So we've never done a best pies episode.
We have done cake versus pie.
We did cake versus pie, but not best pies. Just
I guess
solely.
Yeah, I guess not technically. Although,
Okay. Did we name chocolate chip cookies the best cookie then?
Probably. I don't see why we wouldn't.
Are the best cookies brown?
Yes.
All cookies are brown.
Not all.
Name a not brown cookie.
Excuse me. I guess so. I mean, I think of like an Oreo being black, not brown. Or like a dark chocolate being black, not brown. But I guess it would technically be a shade of brown.
I think it would.
Yeah.
Can we consult the color chart?
Oh, yeah, our color chart. We haven't even used it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like an Oreo is darker than what they call chickpea.
Well,
That's
an
not
Oreo...
the color of a chickpea?
An Oreo is going to have food coloring added to it, though.
I guess that's true.
I think if you tried to replicate an Oreo at home without using a food coloring, you're going to end up at that spot. I think.
There are so many other foods on here. Cinnamon. You added cinnamon to your chili. How'd that go?
I added very little. It was a background note. I liked it. I didn't place this year, but I did last year, and I pretty well used the same recipe. We just had idiot judges that didn't know anything. I mean, truly and honestly, they sucked at their job. I know a lot more about chili than they do. One of them hated vegetables. I'm not sure why we even let that person participate as a judge. You know, he thinks canned chili is good, so that's what he was judging everything against was canned chili. So, you know, as nicely and respectfully as possible, our chili judges were just stupid.
I told one guy, he was contemplating on whether or not to enter. He's like, I'm not really a cook. I said, you need to go to Chili's or Wendy's. And you just need to get a couple of large chilies, put it in a crock pot, call it your own, and see how you did.
How it ranks. Yes.
You probably would have won.
So, anyway, out of, all the different chilies that were there, I spent all my time just walking around, tasting all the chilies, and in my mind, doing a better job judging them than what the stupid judges did. And I liked mine. I thought mine was one of the 3 best chilies that were there, So, whatever.
This list has coconuts. Coconut, we'll scale to 1 to 10 quick.
4.
Okay. I'm about the same. Croissants.
8.
Love a croissant. Dates.
5.
Flax seeds.
6.
Fortune cookies.
2.
You don't like a fortune cookie?
They're terrible. They're always terrible. I've never had a good iteration of a fortune cookie. Somewhere, somebody's making a good fortune cookie. It's not the ones that I get the Asian places around here.
Really? They hit a little different if you have a little ice cream next to you. You can just kind of take a little dip of ice cream. They're great. Ginger and ginger ale.
6.
Gravy.
8.
Brown gravy.
9.
I'm not a brown gravy.
Whoa. You hate brown gravy?
I didn't say
what?
Hate, but I don't like.
That's hate.
2.
That's hate. 2?
Yeah, I'm not a brown gravy guy. No.
Why?
I'm not. I like the white gravy.
No.
I'm a white
This is brown gravy season.
But But we don't even do brown gravy at my Thanksgiving. My mom was making giblet, however you say it.
Giblet.
So that's the gravy I love. I'll give that a 9.
What's wrong with brown gravy?
I don't know. I've never enjoyed it as much.
I love all gravies. I gave gravy what did I say, an 8, a 9?
Yeah. You give gravy in general an 8 and brown gravy a 9.
I would, I ate brown gravy yesterday at a place. Man, they had fantastic brown gravy.
Sorry. White gravy with some sausage in it. That's that or
personally,
or the giblet.
I don't like white gravy on my mashed taters.
I don't either.
I like brown gravy on my mashed taters.
I don't like gravy period on my mashed potatoes. Just butter. Just give me some butter. That's all I want.
Brown gravy is just you're gonna have,
and this is why people think that I'm not a Southern person, because of moments like this. And I guess I get it, but
I mean, I really don't even think of brown gravy as being Southern. I think of brown gravy as being more of a, I don't know, Midwestern, North. I mean, I feel like white gravy is us, the South.
Maybe it is, yeah. What can I say? I just don't. Different strokes for different folks, ladies and gentlemen. What about honey? I wouldn't have thought about that as being
I mean, it's
a brown
gold, but I guess, brown.
Hot chocolate.
3.
You're not a hot chocolate fan?
I'm not a big hot chocolate fan.
I like it in the right context. If it's cold out or if we're doing Christmas stuff.
I like to make some homemade hot chocolate. I don't like the powdered mixed stuff.
Really?
If we make it from scratch, I like the hot chocolate.
I don't mind the powdered stuff. I usually have to zhuzh it just a little bit, though. So, you're going to add your Cool Whip. Ready Whip is not as good. I like Cool Whip better than Ready Whip. Or marshmallows.
How about toasted marshmallows? That's a brown food.
Yeah. I will say this. The best kind of marshmallow is brown.
Yeah.
When it's been over a fire long enough to be brown on the verge of black.
How are you on just...
We need to do that as a TikTok. Like, let's talk about your level of marshmallow heat. Is that the best way to put it? The toastiness of your marshmallow.
1 to 10.
10 being burnt?
Yeah.
9.5.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
You're going that hard on it.
I like mine.
I was going to say 7.5, 8.
Yeah, that'll be good too. But like, I don't want this just barely touched junk.
Do you eat raw marshmallows?
No. I did when I was a kid. I don't want it now.
We'll get
terrible.
raw. We'll get a bag of marshmallows,
Terrible.
and Erica's just going to town on those things.
No, they're terrible.
They are.
A mini marshmallow, maybe, but no, it's got to have something on it. There's a bunch of other stuff here. Mushrooms. I'm a big mushroom fan. I love good mushrooms. Maple syrup.
Pastries?
Well, it got me thinking about bread. And I'm going to take bread. Because we need to fill this bracket out. You still got 2 spots left.
I do.
This fills me up. I guess it'll go at 4. I'm not happy with it there. Potatoes. Peanut butter.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. 3 or 2?
2.
Thought you'd also double dip and go peanut butter. Or just peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
Peanut butter is we did a Reese's.
We did a Reese's
If you want to
episode.
know our take on peanut butter?
I didn't. I wasn't gonna take peanut butter because we just recently, went on and on about peanut butter.
Potatoes. I mean, they're very versatile. Also,
Mashed potatoes are the top of this list.
You can use potatoes in a lot of different ways. Fries, chips, hash browns. We did a whole
Chips.
potato versus corn episode.
When it comes to potatoes,
Are you saying chip is at the bottom?
I think chips rank at the bottom of the tater ladder.
Really?
Or toward the bottom. You got your mashed taters, your fried taters, your French fried taters, your tater tots. I'll put chips ahead of tater tots.
I was about to say tater tots might be toward the bottom. I'm not mad at a tater tot. I'm going to eat it. But
Hash browns are ahead of
easy.
chips.
Easy.
My favorite chips are corn based.
I was about to say I like corn chips better than potato chips.
That's my take on. But potatoes, man, fantastic.
It's super versatile. They have raw sugar and brown sugar on here too.
Yeah, sugar is sugar. Is
Tea.
brown. Yes.
Do you like tea? Oh, I didn't.
I like black tea.
There's something here I think you're about to hit.
I don't know. Black tea is brown. And
It's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
I'm a big fan of tea.
Steak.
Oh no, that's.
I thought you were gonna
See,
go
I
there.
wasn't. I don't think of it as being brown.
I don't either. But it is.
I mean, when it's cooked, I guess. If mine's brown in the middle, though, something went wrong. It better not be.
But cooked meat in general, like there's a lot.
yeah.
You want a good Maillard on it. You want it to have that brown crust.
like brown butter.
We're gonna hit taro because I mean taro root chips. Speaking of chips, I mean those are toasted marshmallow, toffee, walnuts, wheat, whole wheat pasta. Whole wheat pasta?
Just pasta. I mean, pasta is made from wheat.
Okay.
Pasta is brown. It doesn't have to be whole wheat pasta to be brown. All pasta is brown. It is a shade of brown.
I guess if I'm consulting this thing,
it's brown.
yeah, I'll give it to you.
I mean, what color would you call it? It ain't white.
No, it's not white. So yeah,
It's brown.
I mean, it's
It's a shade of brown.
I guess so.
I want pasta.
Okay, you got it.
Okay,
in
but
the
yeah.
three, in the three,
In the
spot.
3 spot.
That's the only thing you got left.
Oh,
Let's see. Is there anything else on this list? We've gone 2 hours and 39 minutes. I'm kidding. Bricks, I would consider those red. Bronze, I would consider bronze.
it's a shade. It's on the chart. It's on the list.
Leather
That
is
would be
great. You can dye it whatever.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, you got a little too weird about leather. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. What you do in your own time is your own problem. Cork, tiger's eye. What is tiger's eye? That's got to be like a gem or something, right? A diamond, maybe.
Isn't that snow cone flavor?
That's tiger's blood.
Oh, I want that tiger eye snow cone.
I think
Cardboard,
cardboard,
baseball gloves, footballs, basketballs, sports products.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Yes.
Sports stuff: baseball, bat, football,
Yes.
basketball.
See, we can't just have food on this list.
I know. What food? We gotta take a.
I want leather
Where do you want?
because leather makes footballs and all of those products. Okay,
We're full. You got to take off chocolate, potatoes, fall leaves, or pasta.
take pasta off.
Okay.
Pasta goes off, and leather takes its spot. I love leather. I love a leather-bound book. I love the smell of leather.
Leather has a great smell. A good leather bag, a jacket,
You go into a leather store.
pants.
I have a leather. What?
I mentioned pants. You've gone off on
that
this.
reminded me though. I have my favorite leather jacket.
Picturing you in leather pants, and it's terrifying me.
We'll post that in stories. I have a leather bomber jacket that I absolutely
yeah,
love.
I've
I
got
love
one
a
too.
good leather jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, leather's great. I mean, you can leather watch bands, a good folio.
I miss my leather case that I had on my phone.
I mean, the best couches are often leather. They don't necessarily are the best to have with toddlers, but
Right.
But you get a good high quality leather couch or chair. You just sink into that thing.
I bought a very high quality premium Bible this year, and the leather on it is just absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it.
Leather's a strong choice. I'm surprised we waited this long.
I like leather.
Paper. I don't know that I would call paper brown because you can dye it whatever. I guess in its natural form maybe, but who's doing that? And I think that's it. I can't think of anything else brown. Okay. Are we ready then? To put them in order and narrow it down?
Yeah.
All right.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. This is the Best Things Bracket.
What is the best brown thing? Let's figure it out, shall we? Round 1, chocolate versus bread.
That is a hard matchup.
That is a very hard matchup. 3, 2, 1,
Chocolate.
bread. Gosh, I'm more of a savory guy. I love bread. And bread can be used in desserts.
I love bread too.
Chocolate 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1.
9.
8. Gives it 17. Bread 3, 2, 1.
9.
Gives it 18. Bread advances. Potatoes versus Charlie Brown. 3, 2, 1. Potatoes.
Charlie Brown.
Oh my gosh. Every one of these. Really? You would give up potatoes for Charlie Brown? Think about this for just a second. What's the better thing? You give up fries and hash browns and mashed potatoes.
Who would do that?
I don't know that you're trying to.
You chose Charlie Brown.
No, I didn't. I said potatoes. You said Charlie Brown.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh,
Do you want to switch your answer then?
potatoes.
Okay. Would you gaslight me? I'm going to forget to put the E on potatoes. Coffee versus fall leaves. 3, 2, 1. Coffee.
Leaves.
I'm going to die on this hill. Coffee 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1.
5.
10. You suck.
Look, I didn't give it a 1. I didn't hate on it. I
Okay.
gave it. I gave it a mid grade.
Fall leaves. 3, 2, 1.
8.
Negative 14.
Gosh.
I'll give it a 5. Sure. Why not? 13. Coffee advances. Wood versus leather. The battle of the materials. 3, 2, 1. Leather.
Wood. Leather. Just kidding.
We're going to go 1 to 10 on every one of these. Okay. Leather. Bread versus potatoes. Also very hard.
It is. We got the carb matchup here.
3, 2, 1.
Potatoes.
Bread. Gosh, this is hard. Bread 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1. 9. Potatoes 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1.
9.
8. Bread makes it by 1. I like bread just the littlest bit more. Coffee versus leather. 3. This is a hard one for me. I don't think it is for you. This is a hard one for me. Sorry, podcast listeners, for having to pause a minute for me to just hit that little skip ahead 30-second button. And you'll
Not
be
long,
fine.
huh?
Probably not. Probably. You'll skip over it. We'll get to the Have you ever done that on a
Yes.
podcast? Where you skip too far, then you got to go back.
it up.
You have to end up
I
listening to
spent
that.
as much time trying to get it back to where it was about to just
And then you listen to the end of the ad anyway. you
Yes.
know?
Yep.
It just makes you mad. So there's people who hit 30 seconds ahead. Now they're hearing this part.
They're
We haven't even
like,
got to it yet. All right. Coffee versus leather. 3, 2, 1.
Leather.
Coffee. I can get synthetic leather.
Choke you. Okay, I can get synthetic coffee.
That's called decaf. Coffee 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1. 9.
5.
And listen, we're going to get people in the comments. I'll give it a 5 again. We're going to say, Craig, you gave it a 10 last round and a 9 this round. It's context, okay?
There is no context. You've got to be consistent.
Fine. Then 10.
And I was consistent.
Fine, I'll go 10.
You were griping at me for not being consistent.
Okay. Coffee gets a 15. I'll adjust my score to 10. Leather, 3, 2, 1, 8.
10.
I gave leather a true grade. You gave a
What?
You just were you gave coffee just a spiteful 5.
I I feel like a 5 is the nicest I've ever been to coffee.
You know what? You're probably
any
right.
episode.
You're warming up. You would have given it a 2 last year.
I think that's true.
Just 5 more years, guys. 5 more years. We're going to get them up
I'm
here.
still drinking it.
Bread versus leather. 3, 2, 1. Bread.
Leather.
Man, this is the most 1 to 10s we've ever done.
So
Bread 1 to 10. I cannot remember what I've given it. 3, 2, 1, 9. I think
that's what you've been giving
That's
it.
what I've been giving it. Leather 3 to 1. 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1,
10.
8. All right, we're going to 100. Bread 1 to 100. 3, 2, 1,
92.
No, I should get 90, right? Yes, 90.
Yeah.
Math is hard, guys. Okay, math is hard. All right, 90, 92.
Yeah.
So it's 182. Leather 1 to 10. 3, 2, 1,
96.
84. $180. Bread. Congratulations. Bread is the best brown thing. Thank you, Math Notes, for popping up on my screen so I didn't have to do that math on my own. Thank you, Steve Jobs. Speaking of Steve Jobs,
It may be the best thing today, but is it the best thing of all time? It's time for the best thing battle.
the cleanest segue in the history of this podcast. Look at that. It was done totally intentionally. We didn't even
You
give
didn't even
Brett.
thank Tim Cook. You just left Tim Cook out to dry.
I know. He's the one who came up with it. Oh, we didn't really give bread its due. We kind of hopped right into it a little too fast. So, I mean, you feel good about making bread the best brown thing? If you could just pick one from that list, what would you have picked?
I got to see the list again.
Just-
Get your arm out of the way.
It's just no bracket. You've got those 8 things. What one would you pick?
I mean, bread and potatoes are probably the 2 things I would consume the most from the list.
Bread came in as a 4 seed. I didn't even realize that till just now. Man.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had it as a 4.
Yeah, no,
I would have moved it to.
I probably should have adjusted it. Should have put it at number 1.
If I had it on my list, it would have been a 1.
Yeah,
It would definitely be ahead of wood.
I probably should have moved coffee down a little bit. I
Yeah.
probably could have. Yeah, I should have readjusted, but
Bread and potatoes are probably my top 2 there. Bread, potatoes, and leather would probably be my 3 choices from the list.
okay.
What I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
I mean, bread, coffee would be in my top 3. Probably bread, potatoes, coffee. Yeah. But we got to figure out bread or a haircut with Steve Jobs still on the board. If you don't remember, a few episodes ago, we did a whole conversation about the best bald people, and he won. So
I had so many people comment to me about that episode. They thought that was just incredibly unique.
it was.
Like, we'd never think to talk about bald people.
Yeah. And it's not on our board, just like this episode, not on our board. All right. Steve Jobs or bread? Which one is the best one?
A haircut with Steve Jobs.
A haircut with Steve Jobs. 3, 2, 1. Steve
Spread.
Jobs. Spread?
Bread.
You're going to go bread?
I'm going to go bread.
Okay. So we have Steve. Really, you would give up a conversation with Steve Jobs
Yes.
for bread.
Yes.
Okay.
I like bread. I mean, I thought you were the bread guy.
I love bread.
And here,
but I
here
would,
you are
I would give up eating all bread.
forever.
Yeah. To have a conversation.
Ain't
with
nobody
Steve
that
Jobs.
important. Except Jesus.
Yeah. You almost got yourself in trouble.
Yeah. My wife.
And
My son.
there you go. And
My mom.
there you go. You're covered now. I don't think your dad really cares, probably, but yeah, you got to get your mom in there. All right, bread 1 to 10, 3, 2.
What are we doing now? We're ranking bread again?
Re-ranking bread.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 9. Steve Jobs. A haircut with Steve Jobs. 3, 2, 1,
8.
10. You dirty dog. Bread 1 to 100. My gosh, this is episode. Bread 1 to 100.
Never ends.
3 never ends. 3, 2, 1, 92. 100. I don't remember what I.
You gave it a 90 last
I gave it
time.
a slight bump. There
You
go.
did.
Steve Jobs 1 to 100. 3, 2, 1, 99.
Dude.
Hey, Math Notes, where are you?
Yeah, way to go, Steve
Where
Jobs,
are you,
letting us
Math
down.
Notes?
You and your artificial technology.
You're not helping me, man. That's 11.
That's what you get for using the beta version.
181 bread
To what?
to 184. Bread takes it. Congratulations.
Are you happy with this?
No, I'm not happy with this.
Okay, leave Steve Jobs up there.
No,
Yeah.
we can't change it now. You can't. No, you tried to. It didn't matter what I was going to give it.
I was trying to.
I gave it 1 away from 100 because I can't do absolutes, and you had the.
I was trying just to even it out. I thought this needed to go to a third round.
You want to go to
vote
1,000?
Yes. I was just trying to guess where you were going with it and even this out.
Okay, fine. We've gone this long into an episode. We might as well go the rest of the way. So we're going to go to 1,000 apparently. With bread, 1 to 1,000, 3, 2, 1, 973. Still no math notes? Pretty. That's what my brother would say. Pretty. Math is less hard than 1798. Steve Jobs, 1 to 1,000. 3, 2, 1, 960.
901.
I think, well, that math is less hard. Steve Jobs. See, and here's what grinds my gears. You were gonna go Steve Jobs no matter what. I have a feeling you were gonna let him keep his position. Why did you just want to? Why? We could have saved ourselves 10 minutes and this whole charade.
But because I gave Brett an honest vote in round 1 and round 2.
Okay.
I don't think that you.
I was pretty consistent.
Well, okay.
I felt like it was pretty consistent. Anyway. Hi. Oh, yeah, we're still recording.
Honestly, I probably would choose to keep Brett over talking to Steve Jobs, though.
You want to give it a new score?
No. Let's leave Steve up there for another week.
All right. I'm not going to ask again.
I'm not satisfied with it, though.
You want to go to 1,000,000? Or 10,000, I guess.
I'm just thinking about some of the best breads that I've eaten, and I'd rather spend time with a great croissant than Steve Jobs.
Oh, really?
I think, wouldn't you?
No. I mean, maybe I would feel different. I mean, if you really think long-term great of all time, like getting rid of bread forever, because I crave bread after I haven't had it for a minute. But I don't know, that memory of
a hot roll coming out of the oven this Thanksgiving season.
Getting to have a couple-hour conversation with the greatest minds of our lifetimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I would literally, if somebody said, "Hey, we figured out a way to bring Steve Jobs back from the grave," or if you had asked me, 15 years ago, you can have a sit down with him and talk to him, ask him whatever you want to. Don't know if he'll answer them, but you can ask him whatever you want to. But you have to give up bread forever. What would you do?
That's just really difficult for me to answer.
That's just being on keto for life, man. I did it for 6 months. I was very happy to come back, but
I know.
I did it.
I can talk to somebody else. I'll talk to somebody else. I don't want to give up my bread.
What if we changed the board to, instead of a haircut with Steve Jobs, a bread bowl with Steve Jobs?
I'd love to share a bread bowl with Steve Jobs.
Okay, we're gonna change that on the board. All right, we're gonna make the adjustment. Eating a bread sandwich with Steve Jobs.
Bread sandwich.
We'll go croissant. We'll go croissant for you.
Okay.
All right. You got anything else? Lord, I hope not.
I like that UPS commercial about what can Brown do for you.
I thought about that before we hit record, and I failed to mention it. I'm glad you said that.
Nobody's listening at this point, but we'll throw it in there.
Soul is listening. Listen, if you hear us say, what can Brown do for you, you need to message us, hit us up on TikTok, see us in person, because probably the only people lasting an hour and 40 minutes are our family members, maybe, or people we know. So remind us of that. Let us know that you've listened this far. We're going to get a laugh out of it. That's all you get. You don't get any swag or anything. For the best things, I'm Craig.
I'm Aaron.
We'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Best Things Podcast. If you liked today's episode, subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening now. And remember, connect with us on the socials at Best Things Pod, and you may hear your take on an upcoming episode.